Welcome everyone to my panel of Chief Thunderhooves telling stories. I'm JT Smith. I will be telling stories that I have made up about Chief Thunderhooves and Appaloosa itself from his experience. I also have Braver.
Howdy, I'm from Appaloosa. I can verify all of these stories as 100% correct.
None of my stories are canon.
I thought they were.
I will be telling a story on how Chief Thunderhooves got his name, how Girl Strongheart got her name, and I will tell two stories on about two different buffalo. One story will be about two buffalo, and one will just be about one. So,
how many buffalo?
Well, we're getting technical. It's 5.
Magic of night.
Alright. This is actually going to be as if it was taking part after where ponies are visiting Appaloosa and visiting the buffalo tribe. Now, with my culture of Native American, we actually do have it where people are allowed to come in and talk with whoever to learn about our tribe as well. So, with this is why I established this panel. So many ponies. I am outnumbered. Little Strongheart was supposed to be with me today. She decided to take a nap. Which means I won't feel bad about embarrassing her. Good night. The stories I'm going to tell you are about old Appaloosa from when I was a calf. That was actually pretty fun. Now, many of you may or may not know is that Appaloosa was not really Appaloosa at the time that we know of. And the Buffalo tribe, my tribe, have actually been in this area for many generations from my father, his 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 father. And let's see. I shall begin the story with how I received my name of Chief Thunderhooves. Before it was Chief, I was just known as Thunderhooves. I, like many others before me, received the title by our father before us. My father was Chief when I was young. He decided that it was time that I started taking more responsibility and for the tribe itself. So, as what we do as a tradition is that we will walk around, we will lead the tribe throughout Appaloosa on a walk, basically, and how things are held. Many actually considered it to be a coming of age for young calves as well too. So, on this journey, me and the tribe, my father did not say anything and just let me lead. We walked for several miles, just walked around the land, seeing many different ponies as one would see from all around. Now, everything was going good, and I thought it was just going to be an easy way to become chief. But nature does not like us. From all our stomping and everything, soon a rainstorm started coming. Just gushing rain everywhere. Just water coming down. Everyone was complaining, just they wanted to go back. But we didn't really go anywhere, we were in the same area anyway. So we walked and walked, and the rainstorm just kept gushing, more rain, and then thunder, lightning struck all around to the caravan of our tribe. Many were scared, many turned to my father for guidance. He did not say anything, nor did he give me any advice on what to do. I just told everyone to just look at me and followed. I proceeded to just walk. I showed no fear towards the storm as thunder struck all around us. Soon, everyone somehow noticed as we walked around, the thunder soon started to seem like it wasn't striking us at all. It was merely almost guiding us. Thunder did not strike anywhere near my tribe so long as I led it. They looked towards me when they got scared. They looked at me. Even at that time, Little Strongheart was actually a small calf at the time too. She would not remember any of this. But she cried. She cried so much. The strongest of us now was crying a little bit. So I kept leading on and on with the tribe. Almost it seemed as if the thunder was not touching us at all. The rain was leaving us alone. The thunder guided our way, and we made it back to our original area of our space. And we set up camp. Then soon, people started telling stories to where other tribes soon learned my name and who I was the chief of. They were saying many, many things about how Chief Thunderhooves did not let the lightning or thunder touch his tribe, and he merely tamed the thunder to guide him to where he needed to be. And that is why I take pride in my name and take pride in watching over my tribe.
That's sure a good story. Sorry, Thunderhooves came after you ate a good meal and you just wanted to wrestle around a little bit.
After that, me and my friends couldn't really do much because I had so much responsibility.
Oh.
My next story will be about the little one we all know as Little Strongheart. Her name, we really did not have a name for this one yet. I went to go see her, as a chief does for any of the newborns, or my father went to see her. I attended with him while he was chief. I walked with him. I met the young one when she was still a small little calf. Then as she grown older and I was chief, her name, we just called her Little One at the time. This one was fast among all of us in our grazing of the land, to us merely running around during our gatherings. This one ran so fast from all of us, no one could keep up with her, even whenever she was in trouble. Now, when she was in trouble, they brought her to me. And as a sign of punishment, or what she considered punishment, is that she just sat by me as everyone else played. But we didn't just sit there. I talked to this little woman. She was bored of just running around because she had really had nothing to do. On occasion, she went and played the Appalachians.
Well, she sure was a fun party animal even back then.
Now I'm just for from a while back when we couldn't find her. She did, however, help them a lot from gathering with their apples a while after the event from when we settled on our agreement. But back to how she got her name. She just ran so much that her heart actually was stronger than all of us. The way it was when we would all suffer from the heat of the sun on days where it was really hot. Water would be far further away from the stream, as it usually is. And we had no one to count on that could get there and come back as fast as any of us. She offered to help, and she ran with all the speed. We really did not see her the moment she just was out there. And yeah, she came, helped everyone, gave everyone water, And I saw that she actually cared for the tribe as much as I did. And so from then on, the little one has actually been around me, and I actually started calling her Strongheart. And from being little one for a while, we just put the two together, hence Little Strongheart, which is actually why she actually might be considered to be chief, maybe. Okay then.
Seems like being a servant is a good part of being a good leader.
Now my father is saying they're making sense to me. Okay. My next story. My next story is about two buffaloes from different tribes from all over Equestria. Many of you may not know, but yes, there are other buffalo tribes than the ones that are in Appaloosa. There's more in the north, several in the south, and I'm not sure about the far east. I'm pretty sure there are. But yes, like I said, there are many other tribes. We all get together every now and then for a powwow. We exchange stories, tell others about many accomplishments, and we'll tell stories from back then to the little ones now, for tradition to go on. One story that I adored when I was a small calf was the one of Thundercloud and Wind Listener. These two, Thundercloud was a mighty buffalo back then. He was considered to be the strongest and toughest in his tribe, and the one to become leader of his tribe. Now, Wind Listener, he was more of the strategist. He knew where to walk, how to lead. He did not consider himself to be a leader if he ever got a chance to be one. He would merely help a leader. Now, these two never met, but on the day when their tribes all came together, him and Thundercloud had a little disagreement on how a chief should run things. One said that a chief needs to be wise in order to lead. The other said the other needs to show an iron hoof to his tribe. Both are very good, but not really necessary, except for new ones.
Not really necessary.
Not saying that you could be a chief. I seen you buck outs. And so, these two, when they met and the disagreement was plotted out, they wanted to make a bet on how a chief should lead. Now, Wind Listener, again, he did not ever want to be a chief, but he was so headstrong on this that he agreed to it. Now, they gathered several of their friends from their tribe. Thundercloud had 5 of his, Wind Listener had 5 of his. So they met and they agreed to go on a journey, as some did, and they would come back. Now the five buffaloes that they had with them would determine on how well both of them led. Then they would agree on which way was considered to be a good leader. On the day that they were about to take their journey, an earthquake happened about, splitting both Thundercloud and Wind Listener apart from the 10 buffaloes that they had with them. This had split them. The 10 buffaloes had went to go get help, but it had somehow pushed it far away to where they could no longer cross nor go under. So they agreed that they will find their own way back. The two set forth on their little journey by themselves. As time went on, it was a few days. During these days, they both grown very tired of each other from arguing back and forth on how things should be run in a tribe. Now, as they went back and forth, they did agree on some points when they argued. Just to watch out for the tribe and honor tradition. They both agreed on that. So as they went on and on furthermore down, they actually decided, maybe I should listen to the other one. I should listen to him. I would actually like to be chief one day and be as wise as Wind Listener, or to be as strong as Thundercloud. That's what they thought for both sides. As they kept traveling, walking around, they soon grown to where they'll depend on each other. Wind Listener, from his experience with so many plants and other wildlife, he knew what they could eat and what they couldn't eat. Now, with Thundercloud, he was strong, but he wasn't that strong. They have exaggerated stories about him to where they say, oh, the mighty Thundercloud, all he could do is just breathe on a rock and it'll fly. Never believed that. I tried. I tried. Then soon, they both helped each other out. They both got back to their tribes. Then, as time went on and on, they say that Wind Listener went and traveled with Thundercloud as he became chief. He accepted Wind Listener's experience and knowledge of the nature itself, which within became a great leader. He even married Wind Listener's daughter.
Oh my.
Their daughter actually became their child actually became a good story that people tell as well. Now we have, and both gain knowledge and they gain a new friend. One way of explaining this is that they put each other's pride away, like I did when I allowed the Abelusians to plant their trees.
Thank you. Thank you. Trees are something that can be enjoyed by every pony in Buffalo.
Every creature.
You ever notice I'm nothing bad?
Is that a word? That should be a word. What? Every creature.
I don't know. I hear that many bad things always happen at home.
Yeah.
Troubleshoots visits, there's a lot of trouble. Maybe good and
Was that one
bad.
time Discord took all the power away from the Earth one?
Yeah.
Notice there was no buffalo. Another thing I noticed, Buffalo, we aren't invited to anything.
No.
We weren't invited to
Buffalo
weddings. We weren't even invited to Princess Twilight's coronation.
Oh.
This is the balloons, parties, and ponies of mine.
No, that was a war though.
That was caused by a certain people, which I'm glad is not here.
Whoa.
By the way, how is Troubleshoot doing?
He's quite a mess, but we all love him for it.
Yeah, many of my fellow Buffaloes that we meet him often actually say that he's pretty good.
One time, I think he put on his makeup upside down, and we all thought he was like just an upside down pony. He causes all sorts of trouble, and you would not believe the messes he gets into. Boy, is he delight when he gets on the road.
I would love to go to one of these programs. I hear so much about them.
Maybe I'll have Derpy invite you.
That's why I don't
Certainly, if we had Buffalo deliver everything, it'd get there pretty quick.
Just as long as you don't stop building trains around our foods.
Well, how will we get anywhere?
From last year's event, I'm sorry to miss Rarity's fashion show.
Ooh. You'd like to go to a fashion show?
I may. Do you think this headdress does not?
She does.
Go up?
She really does love big hats. I mean, it's a thing of hers.
But I also am furthering my apology from when my buffalo, several of the buffaloes, stopped the production of the train for our models to come last year. No hard feelings toward it.
Oh, I can tell that.
Just a diamond forward. Just had to give away several
16,
turtles.
32,
And she's
64.
at work. What is it?
256.
She likes feeding him despite it's a secret. Maybe it's not a secret. Oops.
Yeah,
There's
the
1,020.
What are the elements like?
2,048.
We looked at him weird when he said they could eat like a turtle. Yeah.
He's a very special son pony to somebody.
We offered them to him. He ate them. We've never seen anything like that.
Certainly, when food is offered to me, I eat of it too.
But we never considered turquoise food. What pony eats food? I mean, eats gems.
Dragon.
That's funny.
Yeah.
When it comes to Pinkie Pie, I've heard she really likes the rock crystal candy.
Changelings eat love.
That might be gemified.
Never met a changeling.
You're meeting one right now.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Eh?
He got invited to a wedding.
Actually, two. The royal wedding and Slice of Life.
Well, I can't say we were.
Buffalo weren't allowed to go anywhere, apparently.
Invited by Christmas. I don't know if that counts as being invited.
Hey, don't talk about me about that.
Okay, then, moving on to my last story.
Respect.
My last story is about a noble buffalo. Not noble as in high-end, she lives in a castle. Because none of us want a castle. I've been in one. Why so many rooms? Why so many rooms in a castle?
It's one of the books.
Because
There's a library.
because it's a big
There's
building.
just so many rooms.
Because royal people are crazy?
Because it's a very large building, so everyone has very many rooms. The hive is like that.
I think they were meant to like house like guards, but for this child it has no guards. So I think they just made it the figure that she had.
I was still not invited to it.
Which reminds me, I think I was at some point next week, I was supposed to fix up one of the tunnels.
Anyway, moving on. This noble buffalo was peacekeeping. She, unlike other buffalo, she kept to herself. She used to be part of a tribe, but she found her calling in working alone. Now, not to say that she works alone just to help herself. She helps out many other tribes, whether they're lost, hungry. She helped them out. She helped many tribes. She even helped me. And until I learned who she was and of her stories, I am honored that she did help me and to be a part of what she taught me. The day that I met her, we were lost. Not my fault. Not my fault. The smell of apple pie distracted me.
It sounds like another story.
We met Peacekeeper. She is considered what some would say a nomad. Traveling around, just wandering. She lives alone, but she does enjoy the company of others. She met us showed us where and how to find our way. As I walked with her, she told me several of her stories that I have, just like now, shared with others. Her story is not all that well elaborated. She grew up to be a very wise buffalo. Her knowledge extended that of more knowledge and was smarter than wind listener, so to say.
Oh my.
Yeah. Believe it or not, if he was around with her, they would actually get in trouble. Because many of us buffalo, we consider anything where someone's better at it. We consider that a challenge. Hence why I'm still chief. No one wants to challenge me. That's it. And only ponies.
The buffalo are a very proud species. Still, I'm honored to call you friends.
One story untold. One Appaloosian came into our tribe and was talking about this one pony. He's the brother of your cousin, or he is your cousin.
I have a cousin.
He's, like they said, he's a red, tall one.
He is.
They said that he could best me. We do have one.
Oh, yeah, proper rodeo now.
He did show up. We had one Appaloosian come and say that this certain Big Mac can best achieve.
He's certainly strong. I don't want to face up against either of you guys.
Although best Fort, even if he did best me, a pony cannot be achieved.
I just keep on running up against this, don't I?
Yes. Back to our story. Peacekeeper, very, very beautiful buffalo. Her fur she had designed with many paint to tell a story about her, is what she said to me. Like she said, her story, where as she grew up, she learned more and more about tribes. She even learned the basics of how to be a chief, which some may learn and use to become a chief. She used it to wander around and tell stories. Then she decided that one day she will actually help others. Now, in our tradition, the only way you're allowed to actually be a part of another tribe is if you were to be married off into the tribe. Hence why some tribes would grow. Peacekeeper, she did not want to be married at the time. Nor is she married at this time, is from what others have said from when we all meet. Peacekeeper, every now and then, will come to our powwows and tell many of her stories about the buffaloes that she's met and that she's helped. Now, knowing this, that she can only go to other tribes if she was married, she told her chief that she did not want to be married off into another tribe. The chief at the time was actually Chief Stormcloud. I'm surprised those buffaloes aren't.
You guys certainly have lots of similar names.
I'm surprised we're not Leatherbears. Yes. And so he talked to Peacekeeper about her idea of leaving. She persuaded him to let her go off and explore. If she enjoyed it, she will come back and say that she would like to explore even more. If she did not, she was happy to stay and be, and unlike to where many of us would choose what tribe she would be married into, she actually chose. She could actually choose whoever she would like, which is also why, believe it or not, many of the young calves, they tend to show off to another mix.
Sure, say that again.
They tend to show off to female buffalo. The amount of people that try to impress those strong.
I can only
I
imagine.
don't need time for that rebuild of TV.
Are you talking about because of me or somebody else?
That mainly us, the buffalo, several young buffalo tried to impress those strong,
By lifting up the TV?
by trying to carry rocks around. Yes, I am strong. No, they're not sure.
I bet you don't name your rocks, do you though?
Who's rocks?
Oh, I might know a couple.
I'll show you.
Rarity and
Rarity, that's This is Boulder. He's my pet rock.
It does not do it.
He says hi.
Haven't you learned to listen to the earth?
He's been patiently listening to your stories, and he's really interested about your culture.
He listens. It means he's a good friend.
Rock. I see a pink pony.
That's my sister.
I hope it does not sing. You are welcome. Your songs are not. Out of respect for me and the truce of Appaloosa.
Strong fences make strong neighbors. Stay over there, Pinky.
Now back to my story. As I said, many male buffalo do try to impress female buffaloes. Peacekeeper, she was more mature for the calf she was. As she set out to explore, she did not go to other tribes and talk to others. She went and met a young zebra, believe it or not. I do not know this zebra's name or who she talked to. She merely said that the zebra told her many stories about where she was from. Told her a lot about plants, nature itself, and they just talked. Now, that name does sound familiar.
By any chance, was she a friend of Twilight's?
I did not know at this time. She said that it was a young zebra.
Curious.
She was a young zebra at the time, is what I said. I never dwelled into much the first time I met her. Because we were buffalo. And I just didn't want to be known as a buffalo chief who got everyone lost. So, as she talked with this zebra, she learned more and more things. Henceforth, she decided that she would actually like to help others. She went back to her tribe, told her chief that she would like to explore more. She used this as her way of saying, I am not going to be coming back, nor am I going to be joining another tribe. So, a while back, she told me the story of when she helped out her own tribe. Now, at the time, the chief had passed on to, the title of chief had passed on to a new one. I actually remember this chief.
So are we talking about Stormcloud now?
No.
Stormcloud passed on the chief to
He passed it on to.
Rockbreaker.
Yep.
Just gotta keep all this buffalo genealogy straight.
we really are determined on having strong names.
I'm proud of that.
Although, unlike me, most did not uphold to their name.
Oh.
I seen the buffalo try to break a rock. Yeah, this one, yeah, I'm sorry. He's more of a rock builder or a breaker. I bet there's a pony who could break a rock better than him.
I'm certainly not going to try. Rocks are my friends. Just like mine.
I like you.
Rock.
She
don't
grew up on
know?
a rock farm. There was nothing there but rocks. So she grew up with rocks and rocks and rocks. And also rocks.
too.
Oh yeah, rock
It's a
candy.
lot of fun.
It's basically a quarry.
The
There's a
secret's
field with
out.
rocks, and they move rocks, and then that's called farming. I don't know why.
I agree.
We certainly have some very curious role models.
Now, on for the game. Peacekeeper helped out her own tribe. She told Rockbreaker on what she's doing. He, unlike her father, unlike the former chief, actually praised her for doing this. He was an inexperienced chief. He did not know the land very well at the time as I did, or as other chiefs would do. She had stayed with the tribe and taught him how to walk out the land, and so forth. She became a good title. Peacekeeper was known throughout many tribes from that day. Many happily accept her into their tribe, if which she decides to join one day. She does hold a spot in my tribe as well too, and many others. If she ever does decide to be a part of one, I do hope it's mine. Just to hear the many stories that she thinks of. Now I think I have a funny story about the Brayburn here.
Oh my. I said they were all correct, but I'm not quite so sure about this one.
I'm remembering the day that you were helping Strongheart gather water.
I tried to put it in my hooves and it just didn't work.
Let's see. If I remember it, you were floating down the stream.
I seem to remember something like that happening.
Floating down the stream. I think for a while we had a song going on.
Row, row, row your boat.
We intended to help them, but none of us buffaloes are good at bobbing for us.
That's something we ponies are great at.
Wait, what? What did he say?
Little Strongheart did help them, and so did we did not intend to have a buffalo drown in 5 inches of water.
I thought you said I was drowning. Oh wait! I'm not liking where this story is going. I can certainly swim somewhat.
He was on his back at the puddle.
I was probably just enjoying the little bit of water there is in a harsh and bare desert. We've got to use the little water we have and use it to clean ourselves off.
Funny, I never heard a buffalo playing in a puddle saying, "Help me, I'm drowning."
I was make-believe. I wanted that water to be deeper. Did I really convince you?
We know one.
rivers and streams. We've got a puddle.
There's a stream near the buffalo trap.
But then I'd have to listen to more of your stories.
Oh, shots fired!
Perhaps I should.
Let's talk about the story Brayburn broke his hoof.
No! All right, I give in. I learned a lot.
He broke his hoof. Which I thought you were good at.
So did I. I want to hear how this story happened too.
I think little Strongheart was on her way to go get apples. Or I think it was apple pie. I'm not really sure. One of those.
She has a particular fascination with our family's apple pie. Quite a few have gone missing when she was around. Let nobody know that I was actually the one waiting.
I know nothing about this. I know nothing about her getting pies. Nor sharing. Or stealing.
I'm claiming she stole them when I actually did. Continue on.
She was on her way to get a pie. And she sees Brayburn here trying to buck the biggest tree that they had in their field. Now, describing the tree, I think this is the one where 3 buffalo had to help buck it.
Well, you said buffalo weren't very good at bucking.
Yes, but we can't charge any bells.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember this tree. 3 of my favorite buffalo actually went to go help out with this. Now, if I remember this tree, it was a big tree. Unlike your average apple trees, it actually had a huge trunk.
I'd like to trim them down and make them more manageable. Keeps them fresh and growing.
Yes. It took 5 buffalo. It took 5 ponies to buck an apple. 1 apple off this tree. It takes 3 buffalo just to buck the entire thing. Now, what she had told me, this one tried bucking it by himself.
I'm pretty special.
And then she hears crying.
I was crying for the tree.
You blew that
Does one cry to a tree holding his hoof
one.
like this, then rocking back and forth?
No.
He's very devoted to his role.
I think Fluttershy's the one who's
The teacher does.
I was empathizing with it.
Little Strongheart went ahead and told some of the other ponies that Brayburn had broken his hoof.
I need to prop her with some more pies.
Which is why I think that's why some of the buffalo told me that you had your arm in a sling during the rodeos.
I hid it away just for this panel, thank you.
Your cousin does enjoy hurting people when she touches their bandages, doesn't she?
I'm ticklish, not painful.
Right?
He's got a big ego.
Okay. Any questions? Buffalo related? Yes.
What was the occasion that cheese sandwich was throwing in Appaloosa?
Ooh, we remember that.
What was the occasion?
Yeah, why did he throw a big party in Appaloosa for you guys?
I think Cheese Sandwich loves parties so much, he throws parties for the sake of parties. Now, certainly, there's plenty to celebrate now.
It is very fun. Strong parties for the same parties.
Certainly, we have plenty to celebrate in Appaloosa.
It was actually pretty fun. Little Strongheart did take us back. But yes, meeting that one was strange.
What's strange about Cheese Sandwich?
The rubber
He's an
chicken?
honorable pony. He has a rubber chicken. But he gave it our way.
No, you noticed too.
Oh!
He sang better.
Oh.
Notice we had a party, not a war. He did ask if we could take the test.
I think it looks quite good on you, and I'm comfortable where it is.
Yes.
As you
Yes,
said, no pony can become chief.
Nope.
Now, we might be able to dress a little, but I don't know if it would look very good.
Pretty sure Charles is the right size to
We'll load him off to you. He's a pretty good, fair soul.
be. Certainly strong enough.
Yes.
Any more questions?
Does your tribe have some sort of coming of age ceremony where calves become cows or bulls officially?
Not per se. We do allow the little ones to enjoy their childhood as much as they can. But not really a coming of age. They merely help around more as they get older. They take on more errands.
It looks like we're getting to the bottom of the barrel, folks. I need to wrap this up pretty